I heard he could buy a Mercedes with the amount of cash you gave him.
Yeah, like a nice Mercedes.
That's a lot of money. I was looking at one of your interviews after rookie minicamp, and you said you're still getting accustomed to Las Vegas. It's drier and hotter than you're used to. Are you accustomed to Vegas yet? How's it going over there?
Nah, not yet. I I'm just taking it day by day, and like I'm used to heat, so the heat's not really a problem there. Like I like the heat, honestly, but
Mhm.
just the dryness of the air, and I don't know, it doesn't really help with my allergies and all that. And then when you're working out, man, your mouth is dry like the whole time. It's crazy. So it'll take some time, but I'll be good.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Oh, that
Hydration's key.
got to. You don't hydrate, you ain't gonna make it.
Right, right. So you've been wearing number two throughout your career, high school, college, pro. Why is that number so significant to you?
Yeah, it just means a lot to me and my family. You know, a lot of my family who played sports, they were number two. My older brother, which is somebody I watched and, learned a lot from. He wore number two. And then I was born on December 2nd, so the legacy, the greatness, was born that day. So there's just a lot of meaning behind it. So and for the brand, I wasn't willing to give it up.
So is it true you paid Daniel Carlson six figures for the number? Because he had the number first as a Raider. Is that true?
It's true, man. I'm a man of my word, so that's what happened. I can't say the exact amount, but
But I heard he could buy a Mercedes with the amount of cash you gave
yeah, like a nice Mercedes.
him. That's a lot of money. What's been the biggest difference thus far from college to pro? I know you're in mini camp and OTAs. What's been the biggest difference thus far?
I think the level of detail has gone up. Just from studying. Getting to know the plays, each play, every detail, every step, alignment, every single thing matters, right? Because everybody out there knows exactly what they're doing. So, and you all have to be on the same page together. That's really the biggest difference. And then obviously how fast things happen, how quick gaps close running the ball, how quick the quarterback gets the ball out, how quick the pass rushers are coming off the edge. Everything's just a little bit faster.
Mm. A lot of mock drafts had you going to the Raiders, and part of the reason why the Raiders ranked last in rushing last year, and they drafted you specifically to change that. How do you feel about that aspect? And then is that motivation at all to for you to change their fortune in the ground game?
Yeah, I mean that's a blessing, for sure. I'm thankful to have this opportunity, and I'm glad they chose me as the guy that they feel that they can invest in to turn things around for their running game, and that's what I want. I want that type of opportunity, and I'm going to take advantage of it, and give them a return on their investment.
Pete Carroll teams historically have really good rushing attacks. You can go all the way back to USC with Reggie Bush, Lindell White, to beast mode up in Seattle with the Seahawks. How do you think you'll fit in Pete Carroll and then that offensive scheme with Chip Kelly?
I think very well, honestly. Already I can see from the run schemes and uh, how we've started off and getting with the guys in the OTAs. We want to establish a run game. We want to be a very physical football team, and we want to be able to make teams quit in the fourth quarter. So just having that identity, coming from the head coach and understanding that, right? And he says it every day at practice, like, "Hey, running backs, you guys set the tempo, for everybody." So how the defenders can finish every play and chase after the ball to making the right cuts and pressing the line of scrimmage, all those types of things. So I'm super excited for it.
So apparently, Chip Kelly convinced you to change your running back stance. Is that true? And how did he convince you?
It's true, man. So he came up to me in rookie mini camp, and he kind of I didn't see where he was going with it. Uh, but he was like, "Man, you play basketball, all that type stuff." I'm like, "Yeah," like, and he like, "All right, man, show me how you would guard me, like, play defense type thing." So I'm all right. I bend my knees, like I'm guarding him.
Hmm.
He's like, "Man, that's that's exactly why you got to get down to your stance, right? So you can be ready."
Hmm.
Um, so I was like, "Hey, that's not a bad, way to look at it, but you know, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be forever, but I'm gonna just go with the flow for right now."
So people liken your running back stance at Boise State to Michael Myers. Have you heard that? And what's your running back stance gonna look like now?
Um, yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I've seen all the memes and stuff. Shoot, I don't know what it's gonna look like now. You don't have to. Maybe the internet will come up with something else, but we'll see.
Do you model your game after any former running back or any current running back in today's game?
Yeah, I take a lot of different things from different guys. I think I've been saying it, but none of the first guys I really watched, this Marshawn Lynch, crazy. Um, you know, just loved his physical running style and how he broke so many tackles. Different guys like now, like Saquon Barkley. I mean, like Bijan Robinson's real Gibbs. I just like watching all the best guys and try to take things from the game and elevate my game.
What's it like for you playing with Marshawn Lynch's former coach? I mean, that's like a coincidence.
Nah, it's amazing, and especially with how he used them so much in the rushing attack. It makes me even more excited. That I can kind of be that next iconic running back to play for Pete Carroll.
So you were 28 yards shy from college football's single season rushing record. If I'm not mistaken, Eric Dickerson has the rookie pro rushing record. Is that a number that you're eyeing? Is 1,808 yards.
That's a lot of yards a rookie year. Nah, I'm not really so much putting any pressure on myself to try to go get a record. I think, hey, I'm just taking it, I'm gonna take it day by day, game by game, and if I approach that number and if I can get it, then hey, if it happens, it happens.
What are your goals for your first season in Las Vegas?
I think first and foremost is to be a great teammate, um, learn, soak up everything that I can, um, and just show, well, not even everybody, but really proving to myself every day, how great of a player I am, and that I'm meant to be in the National Football League, and you know, I think it's been a long time since Lakes has been and won a playoff game, so hopefully doing that, and then I think all the personal success, the stats and all that, it'll come with it.